Hi there, folks. This is Jim Stevenson taking you back to June 28, 1939. New York Yankee Stadium. Heavyweight champion Joe Louis battles two-ton Tony Galento in a 15-round bout for the title. Here we go into round one. Galento's much heavier than Louis. Tony weighs 233, Joe 200. But Galento's 33-pound advantage doesn't bother Louis. The bomber knocked out Primo Carnera, who had a 68-pound weight pull. Louis was shaken up by that left hook. This Tony is really dangerous. When his fists land, you know you're hit. Louis won the heavyweight title from Jimmy Braddock by an 8-round knockout just 2 years before this fight. Since then, Joe's defended his title 6 times. And only one opponent, Tommy Farr, lasted more than 5 rounds against the bomber. Louis has been installed a 9-to-1 favorite tonight. The end of round one. Back in just a moment. Now here we go into round 2 of this 15-rounder between Joe Louis, the world's heavyweight champion, and two-ton Tony Galento from Jersey. That left counter shows Louis's strategy tonight. He's making Galento lead, and he opens him up for the counter. Galento promised his friends this scrap wouldn't go beyond 5 rounds. When Louis heard about it, he said, sure, but he'd be the one to end it with a knockout over Tony. Tony also said he'd murdered Joe, and he called him a bum. But the bomber wasn't mad at Galento. He says Tony's just a fat old man, just another day's work. Galento's 4 years older than Louis. Tony's 29. Joe's only 25. Right cross and left hook. What a power combination. Galento up at the count of 2. That was the first time Galento's been knocked down in all his 11 years in the ring. The end of round 2. Now here we go into round 3. Galento's handlers have had to patch up his eyes. Both his eyes are pretty badly cut up. Tony's been a busy fighter. He's had 96 fights, won 50 by KOs. He's never been counted out. He's got a lot of scar tissue around his eyes that have cost him a few TKOs. Several fights had to be stopped on account of old cuts opening up. referee's been warning Galento about holding with that left and hitting with his right. Hard left to the jaw by Galento. Lewis up at the count of 2. This is a surprise. It's the first time that Joe's been knocked down since he took the title from Braddock. The crowd is wild. They're screaming for Galento to follow it up. Tony just doesn't know what to do. You can't tell from Joe's face just how badly he was hurt by that knockdown punch. Brown Bomber's always deadpan. Joe handling Galento easily again. The Bomber's recovered from that knockdown all right. Galento may not be in the best of shape, but he throws a lot of dangerous leather. The end of round 3, and the crowd buzzing about Lewis's knockdown. Now let's take a better look at that knockdown as seen in slow motion. Lewis handling Galento easily. Joe is confident. Joe moving in a position to get Galento to lead so he can counter. Joe sees an opening and doesn't wait for Galento's lead. Lewis comes in with his right, low, too low, one moment of carelessness, and Galento plants that left hook on his jaw. The first time since winning the title that Joe hits the canvas. Round 4 coming up. Now here we go into the 4th round of this 15-round title bout between world heavyweight champion Joe Louis and 2-ton Tony Galento. Between rounds, Galento's manager told him that Louis was ready to be taken, but he told Tony not to go in wide open. He said, look for a clean shot, then slug him again. Joe looks all right out there. Seems to have recovered from that knockdown. Of course, that wise old trainer of his, Jack Blackburn, knows how to pace Louis, how to take care of him. Louis always fights the way Blackburn tells him to. That hard right to the jaw shook Galento up. It hurt him. Galento's manager yelling at him to cover up, to stand off and box. But 2-ton Tony keeps moving in and punching. That's his style. He's not a boxer. He's strictly a slugger. Loves to mix it. The rougher, the better. Galento's face is badly cut up. Galento completely helpless. Tony drops to his knees. He's in bad shape, and the referee stops the fight. It's all over.
The time, 2 minutes, 29 seconds of the fourth round. The winner and still world heavyweight champion, Joe Louis.
Joe Louis rings up his 7th straight win as heavyweight champion of the world.